my channel, or welcome if you're new here. If you are new here, hey, what's up? My name's Danny, and this is going to be the perfect video for you to watch if you are new to my channel. Because the other day on Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me some questions, and you guys asked me a question about any topic under the sun, and it's amazing. Like, you guys are so incredible, so I just figured that I could go through rapid fire as many of these questions as possible and allow you guys to get to know me and my life a little bit more. So make sure to subscribe if you have yet to do so and you want to join the family. It's so nice to have you here, and let's just get into it. I see quite a few recurring themes here in these questions, and they include dating, study abroad, my job, and moving to New York City. So just as a little spoiler, I will be covering all of these things in this video, so make sure to stick around. But kicking it off, somebody asked me, would you recommend study abroad? Short answer, absolutely. If you're on the fence, I recommend that you watch my entire study abroad series, not because I made the videos and I'm proud of them, but because I really think that they'll help you make your decision and figure out if study abroad is a good choice for you. For those of you who don't know, I did study abroad in Spain, and Carla wants to know if I'm ever coming back to Spain. That is absolutely the plan. I don't know how long I'll be coming back to Spain for. It could just be for a vacation, or it could be a longer period of time. I guess only time will tell, but I'm happy to go back for whatever reason. And the next question is, ¿hablas español con tu familia? The answer is yes. And I've actually been speaking more Spanish in the house as of recently, which makes me really happy because it's a good way to practice and get my Spanish back to where it was when I was living in Spain. Somebody asked me, what do you miss most about college? It's funny because when you're in college, you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you're so stressed and you have all this stuff to do, but you really have no idea what's coming after you graduate. So I miss that lifestyle of just kind of being super go with the flow and never knowing what exactly is gonna happen, I guess. And I think more than anything, I miss being surrounded by a larger group of people. When I'm home, like I am right now on Long Island, I don't have that many friends that live around me. A lot of my friends do live out of state, which is super unfortunate because I'm a person who kind of survives on her support system. I really rely on my support system for everything. So of course they're still there via my phone, but it would be nice to have people a little bit more accessible. Catherine asked me if I have a 5-year plan or any general idea of where I want to be in 5 years. In 5 years, I would be 27, which is terrifying. And to be honest, I've never really been one of those people to plan out my life much, really. I kind of just go with the flow of all of it. That's why when it came to Corona, I mean, obviously I was super upset and still am that I'm not living a more independent life and living on my own out of my parents' house, but I kind of just rolling with the punches. And I think the reason I'm able to do that more easily than other people is because I didn't have a structured plan for how my life was supposed to go. But that being said, another question that I got a lot is, what is your next goal in life? I have quite a few, and these are things that I would love to be able to achieve this year, but of course, we never really know what's gonna happen. So again, rolling with the punches, but I will be hitting 100,000 subscribers on this channel this year. That's the mindset we're going into it with. I would love to get there by my birthday, which is July 6th. So if you guys wanna help me out with that, please do in whatever way you can, because I've been working at this for a while. And I also wanna move out of the house. I'm gonna try and do this by the end of the year. Actually, no, I'm gonna try and do this by like October of this year. That's my goal. And a lot of you guys asked me about this. Do you plan on moving out? Absolutely, that will be happening this year for sure. And ideally, like right after the summertime. Spontaneity or stability? I really like this question. I think for the stage of life that I'm in right now, my 20s, I would have to say spontaneity. If the world was normal, of course, and somebody was like, I want you to drop everything and travel to Switzerland with me, I would say absolutely, because I think that I'm in my prime right now. Like, this is the time that I should be super spontaneous, but going forward, like when I'm 40 years old, I can't see myself living a super spontaneous life. I would like to live a little bit more of a stable life. So I guess it kind of just depends on the stage of life that I'm in. Tons of questions on whether or not I believe in dating apps or if I use dating apps. I could have sworn I've mentioned this in a video in the past, but I totally believe in them. I know quite a few people who have met people through dating apps and they're all very happy, and I don't use a whole bunch of them. I kind of just stick to Hinge because I like the selection. that Hinge offers me, I guess, and I don't really feel as comfortable using apps like Tinder or even Bumble. I kind of just want to stick to that, and it's fun. I mean, I'm not taking anything too seriously right now because there's not much you can do. Like, where am I gonna go on these dates? You know what I mean? Can't really leave my house. But for when I can, then I'll definitely be taking advantage of that, especially when I live in the city. I like this question too. What is something that's been making you super happy right now? I'm gonna say music, which I know is a super generic answer, and it's not like this is anything revolutionary, but I have been listening to significantly more music as of recently, and I notice a really big boost in my mood every time that I do. So that's gonna be my answer. If you guys wanna follow me on Spotify, definitely do that, because I make super curated playlists and they're a lot of fun to listen to. What are your tips for self-love? I love this question because I have a very set answer on it. This is, again, not original thought. I got this from Serena Kerrigan, a woman that I follow on Instagram who I admire so much. And one thing that she has always said, which now I say, is that you should treat yourself like you treat your best friend. Because if your best friend came to you and was like, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, I'm so that, you wouldn't look at her and be like, yeah, you are. You also wouldn't go to your best friend and be like, you know what, you're super ugly today. So why do you feel so comfortable saying that about yourself? You know, like, you have to treat yourself with the same respect that you treat the people that you love, because you love yourself. So many questions on how I edit my Instagram pictures, oddly enough. I've made a video about this in the past and nobody watched it, but short and sweet, I use the Teza app and I use the vintage filter, and then I layer that with a visco filter called HB2, and then I add some grain on there, and that's pretty much all I do. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about living with your parents? This is very interesting because I know a lot of you guys are also living with your parents right now, especially if you recently graduated college. So I would have to say my favorite thing is just being able to be around them, obviously, not having to pay for meals, not having to pay rent. Those are all very beautiful things. And least favorite is probably the fact that I don't have my own space, and sometimes I feel myself reverting back to who I was in high school, because that is the last time that I spent this much time in this house, and I don't love that, because I think a lot of people will agree with me where when you're in college you make a lot of progress on yourself and you start to feel a lot more independent than you ever have. But now that I've spent so much time at home, sometimes I feel like a little bit like my high school self, and that is not okay with me. I love this question, and I've kind of been waiting for the opportunity to share what I'm about to say, so this allowed me the perfect in. Somebody asked me, how are you always so positive, and how do you not care what people think about you? So, not caring what people think about me is kind of inevitable. I think everybody struggles with that, but all of that is tied back to self-love, so if that's something that you struggle with, then I already stated my advice on that. But when it comes to being so positive, I found this quote on Pinterest, and it very accurately describes who I am as a person. And it says, a big part of being happy is being excited. Be excited for everything. Making a cup of tea, decorating your future apartment, seeing a friend again, falling in love unexpectedly, the next episode of a show that you like, finishing something stressful, buying something that you've been saving up for, a new album, sunsets, traveling, road trips, and the feeling of going to bed after a long day. I think of something to be excited about and daydream about it often when you're sad. That is how I stay so positive. I think my friends can attest to this for me, but I am one of those people that finds something to be excited about every single day. More often than not, it is my coffee that I make in the morning or my breakfast. Even though it doesn't really change day to day, I find a way to romanticize it, and it is something that comes naturally to me, and I realize that it doesn't come naturally to other people, but that is how I stay so happy, because I find something to be excited about every single day. And of course, I'm getting lots and lots of questions about my job, so I figured I could just run through a few of these really quickly. The first of which is, why are you working from home? COVID-19, baby. I think a lot of people are in the same boat where they're working from home. As of right now, my company is planning on going back in April, and if that ends up happening, I will absolutely be going into the office. Somebody else asked if I've been struggling because I've had to work from home, and it's definitely difficult, and I think a lot of people don't really know how to go about it because this is all just so new. But I think the main thing that I've struggled with when it comes to working from home is making connections with people. I would love to be able to meet all of these people at my company and start forming like friendships and just relationships in general. I just think that would be so beautiful, but it's really hard to do that over Zoom because it requires putting time on people's very busy calendar, and it's not as pick up and go as it would be in the office. But I know that one day we'll get there and I'll be walking around the office and meeting people, and that's gonna be really, really great. I also am now realizing that I haven't been totally honest with you guys, and this wasn't intentional at all, but I just failed to clarify one very major detail about my life right now. I'm not working in advertising, and I understand why you guys think that I am because I've done 3 advertising internships in the past, but I am not actually working in advertising right now. I am working at a marketing technology company, very different, and my friend Amanda and I like to joke that we're women in tech, but like we kind of are. Like I'm very much working at a tech company, and it's really different, but it's really cool, and definitely not exactly where I saw myself being probably this time last year because I was prepping for an advertising internship, but it's really cool, and I'm excited to be able to share more about it with you guys as I continue to learn. But surprise, I'm working in tech. And lots of questions about how I've been able to balance my YouTube and work life. And the answer is the grind really never stops. And I know that sounds really stupid, but during the week, I am all work all the time. I am working from 9 to 6 sometimes, and it's very much all hands on deck. And then once the weekend rolls around, it's time for YouTube. So I really am working 7 days a week, but I love it because it allows me to do everything. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll get burnt out, but for right now, I'm riding this wave of lots of motivation, I guess, and I'm really happy about it. More questions about future life. Somebody asked me if I want kids one day, and the answer is absolutely. Ideally, I would have 3 kids, but of course, I'm not picky. I just would love to be able to build a family. Somebody asked if I have a list of baby names. I don't have a list of baby names. I have 2 names in mind, one for a boy, one for a girl, and I'm obsessed with them. I have had these names in mind for a very long time, and for some reason, I'm like gatekeeping them right now. I don't really want to say them on the internet, but I love them so much and have for quite a few years. And what I'm gonna end on, because I realize again that I didn't give you guys an update. I'm sorry, I'm gonna get better at this. Somebody asked if I ever ended up going on that date with the guy from Trader Joe's, and the answer is no. I did some research and I didn't want to end up doing that. It was a great idea in theory, but it did not end up happening, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't. But I will keep you guys updated on future dating endeavors. But for now, I'm gonna end off this video right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun filming it. I knew I would. You guys always ask the best questions. So if you guys have any other questions, leave them down below and I can film another video like this. But if you watch to the end, comment the highlight of your life right now. What is something that's making you happy every day? That's what I want to know. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you very soon on Wednesday. Bye!